One other thing I want to explain that's really important about Bitcoin. So I just gave you the point of view from the history of money, but now I want to look at how every single industry in the world has evolved and why money also is evolving. Money has to evolve, just like every single industry has to evolve. Medicine. If you were sick 1,000 years ago, here's what you would do. First off, you would assume maybe you committed some kind of sin or you had bad karma or whatever, and that's why you were sick. You would blame it on the gods. So that was medicine 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. Several hundred years ago, we started to develop the kind of science of medicine. If you got sick, instead of going to your priest, you would now go to your doctor. You would go to your doctor and say, I keep having a fever and a rash and whatever, and the doctor then might put leeches on you and leach all your blood out. And the human medicine had so many errors, it keeps changing. Every 3 years, everything you thought was the right way to be healthy turns out to be the exact opposite. So medicine as run by humans is constantly changing. But now when you're sick, what do? You go to the doctor, but the doctor says, hey, I don't know what's wrong with you. Let's do a bunch of tests. And you get an MRI, an EKG, an EEG. They do all this blood work. Then your doctor gets back your lab results. And essentially the data is what tells the doctor what you might be sick from. And the data will, more often than not, recommend a solution. Even surgeries now are being accomplished by robots. So we've gone from theism, a belief that a higher power will solve our problems, to humanism, a belief that a human will solve our problems, to data-ism, a belief and trust that the best way to solve our health problems is through data. Okay, let's take a look at another example. War. So war, 1,000 years ago, two countries would go to war. What would they do the day before the war? They would have a huge sacrifice and they would pray to their gods. And whoever god was the strongest, that would determine who would win the war. A couple hundred years ago, it was more about humanism. Whoever had more humans on the ground and more bullets and more weapons, that's who would win the war. But now, war is fought every single day on the battleground of data-ism. Every single day, all of computers everywhere, all over the world, are constantly being attacked. Again, theism, a belief that the stronger God will win the war. Humanism, however many humans you have on the ground, that will win the war. Data-ism, that's how right now every war is actually being fought. Education. First, we would get all our education from, again, religious studies. The shaman would tell us why the weather is this way, or why people die, or what happens when people die. And then this would be our entire education. Then we went to, around the Renaissance, we went from theism to humanism. So we went to universities and we learned the beginnings of science and math and philosophy and the arts and literature and so on. And now we're going more and more to data-ism. For one thing, so many thousands of courses are online and are essentially your progress is tracked in a data-driven way as opposed to a professor deciding if you're good or bad. And not only that, what you need to learn next and the types of courses that are designed specifically for you are often driven by artificial intelligence. So again, no professors in the middle, but artificial intelligence might decide, oh, James needs to know a little bit more about this. He's good at this. Let's build this course for him. So even education is going from theism to humanism to data-ism.